What's going on, gamers? We got an interesting post here by IGN, basically talking about Microsoft responding to the flip-flopping and how some fans doubt what Microsoft says, which they should. If not, then to me, you're gullible sheep. And we've talked about this plenty of times before. So let's get into this headline and let's read some, well, I was going to say something funny about that, but let's read some of these posts and see how this guy is coping hard and tries to bring up PlayStation and Spider-Man in regard to Microsoft's flip-flopping, which is absolutely massive in so many dimensions. It's not even funny. But you see this all the time in the Xbox world, that when something happens, they really try to go to PlayStation and compare it like it's somehow equivalent when it's not even close. Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go. IGN says Microsoft has insisted it will not reverse course on its recently announced plan to return to exclusive Xbox games. But fans say they are finding it hard to trust what the company says. You shouldn't. Why would you? Where is any solidification of something long-term that actually worked, that is actually growing massively, that is actually really working, that they haven't lied to you about? Find me something where they stay consistent. How many times have you been crapped on, right? Definitely if you're a content creator, to be trapped in a position that if you left Xbox, you might be in trouble. Because you're going to have to support PlayStation, because Nintendo content is not easy to do either. That's a different crowd you got to get. Everybody knows that. Their algorithm is the hardest to crack. I can tell you that myself. But I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm doing it honestly, obviously. But the point here is that why would you trust what Microsoft said? And then you find out how much they hide from you, how they were willing and thinking about selling Xbox. And you're doing all that and they're just willing to throw it away because it's all about money and AI feed. So it's very interesting that people are trusting them to stick with the exclusive game. Is there a possibility that they would try? I don't know. If you still plan on selling Xbox, how could you stick with the exclusive game if you're going to sell it? That could be changed up by somebody else. You see what I mean? There's so many factors you can look at and you can say, you know what? I don't know what this company. How can I trust this? Then they put the exclusive tab on the Xbox consoles. As we saw that the other day. If you guys didn't know that yet, now there's an Xbox exclusive tab on the Series consoles. Which, cool, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't have a problem with you doing exclusives if you were still able to compete and actually move hardware and not be morons. And you know what I mean? Like, you're not subsidizing on the hardware, so you can't do that anymore. Component cost is ×5, so you're not dropping the price. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a price increase and you introduced a renting program after that, which we talked about, right? That's what I think, something would happen, because they're letting you know all that because they may have to raise the price again. Don't be surprised if the company did. I hope they do not. That would be terrible. But yeah, when it comes to exclusives, my problem with it is I've already stated. Why are you making Gears exclusive when it costs you $400 million only on Xbox? And then you spent so much money on the PlayStation 5 port, plus you're going to be spending 50 to 100 plus million probably on marketing. How are you going to get that back? You think Steam is obsessed with Gears like that? I don't think so, because there's so many games coming to Steam also this year that are coming on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, that it's going to be overwhelming, and they don't sit there playing those games like that all day. Steam has an acquired taste when it comes to playing games online. They would play Halo more than they would Gears, though they'll be there day one for Gears. But remember, when a drop off happens, don't be surprised. And all those other games keep coming up, and then some weird games they end up getting on too, because that's just how Steam is, or its base. And we know, like, September, August, and October are insanely packed, because people are scared of the GTA 6 release in November. Except to do the Phantom Blade devs, they said that. Probably Ocarina of Time too. Nintendo doesn't have to worry about that. But either or, there's going to be so many games consistently dropping non-stop that Gears is not going to be able to hold its ground and survive. I don't think so without the PlayStation 5 base. And even then, it's still going to be rough. I would still say that, because it's like, how are you going to keep the gamers' attention from all these other games coming out? Do you know how many is coming out? A ton. And they're all just as big as Gears. That's how crazy it is. As I'm saying, this world is insane. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing that those many games are coming out. The bad thing is, how is Gears going to do the box office profit, right? Say box office, right? And then you're like, budget 400 million plus this and this with marketing. Your box office needs to be like 600 or 700 million. So you would say 7 times 7 is 49, right? That's 7 million copies. That's only $490 million. You're like, what do you mean? That's a lot. Yeah, if the budget is low. Do you think that Gears will sell 7 million copies this year? See what I'm saying? They would need to sell like 8 million to start getting good profit. Plus microtransactions. That's 560 million. That would be absolutely incredible. But Gears 2 is the highest selling Gears of all time. And it only sold 6.7 million copies. And that's considered really good for Gears. That's what I'm saying. Go look up. Gears 2 is the highest selling Gears game of all time. It didn't even crack 7 million. And Microsoft had high numbers at that time on 360. That's what I want you to think about. So yeah, when this comes to that, and Microsoft saying they don't want to subsidize, they want to get back money, and they're going to monetize you, what makes you think when this game does not give them back their money, that they're going to sit there and not start thinking about certain things? How we're going to get this money back? Nowhere did you see the PlayStation 5 port of Gears has been erased from the database. You didn't see it, did you? A lot of people are saying it's still there and it's still being worked on. That's called backup plan. So, hey, I'm just saying, Microsoft could make an exclusive tab, but it could still be timed exclusives. Meaning this was an Xbox exclusive. Clockwork, same thing, 500 million. How is that game going to sell more than Gears of War? So why would you trust the company? Because their plans are stupid. See, it's not so much you guys that are also gullible or easily brainwashed that still keep on pushing this, but it's how dumb Microsoft is to me. To make these decisions and then say you're going to do exclusive, but to trap yourself. How many times has this company trapped itself? Game Pass is a trap. That killed your market. Going third party was a trap. But you had to because you're trying to play the exclusive game. Going back exclusives is a trap. Raising up the hardware is a trap. Because no matter what they try to do, it seems like they've trapped themselves. You see what I mean? Think about it. Xbox is trapped. That's why when you don't know what to do, oh man, just blow it all to pieces and start over again because you feel trapped and you don't know what to do. Every option pretty much has been tried. Like I said, all the thing they're doing is reversing. Osh's just hitting a reverse switch on what Phil Spencer figured out didn't work already, and just going back and pleasing a bunch of leftover cultists in that sort of sense. That's it. She's not doing anything innovative ever. Brought on more AI hires. She was the AI hire. Reversed the switch on Game Pass to go back to 23, or not go back to go down to 23 or whatever. It should have stayed at 20 and went up to like 22. Exclusives, they decided that she just hit the reverse switch. Let's try exclusives again in the worst position. You see what I mean? It's just doing this. And then logos. Make the logo look like this. Just change it again. Boot up animation. Now it's going to be this with the AI. They're just changing stuff around. They're just doing this. And they're talking to the leftover people. That's literally what's going on here. Let's go on some of these comments. The Gaming Prophet, who's an Xbox fanboy, says, remember when Insomniac said Spider-Man will never appear on PC? And they said permanent PS4 exclusive. That was the PS4 days, right? But let me tell you something. That wasn't Sony, idiot. Microsoft is saying this. Who can actually make the decisions. Sony decides what happens. And now they remove their stuff. Once again, not the same situation, because if the Sony heads had said this, then that would be different. It would be equally comparable. But of course, you're not that smart, so you're going to say that without realizing that. And you're trying to damage control for Microsoft's massive failure and lies. So instead of realizing that you can't trust them, you come in and go into a corner and look for something in the PlayStation world psychologically because your brain can't cope and figure out that this post is 100% correct. And it's because of Xbots like this that it's really bad as well, because they're the one that feeds that nonsense over in the Xbox world. They're the ones that support it and fall for all the program hires and all that too. What happened with that? Yeah, it all got shut down, didn't it? And they all got fired. Yeah, you're naive, aren't you? You're not that smart. Just be quiet. Reply Addict, not fans, cuck ponies who have Xbox derangement syndrome who are afraid of what's coming. Why would any PlayStation gamer care about trusting Microsoft when they know from the get-go that was never the case? I'm a hardcore gamer in general, and I love Nintendo the most, but why would I ever trust Microsoft? I could have told you this a long time ago in the 90s how they monopolized to get Windows where it's at. Nice to see Xbox back on the rise. See, look, they're retarded. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Why do you think Xbox is on the rise? You can't even outsell the Switch 1. Everything is in the dark. They said it's down in the sinkhole. They let you know that. They're thinking about selling it because it's so bad. They hit the reset button because it's so bad. What do you mean rise? Where did you see any hardware growth at or software sales growth that's dominating? Besides the obvious Forza Horizon 6. That's doing exactly what it's always done. These type of posts is where I'm saying, why are you that slow? I have to say it. Because you coming in being rude, talking about cuck ponies. You're the ones that are the cucks. Cortana's going over to PlayStation. What are you talking about? All your games have been going all over the place. You've been cucking out since day one. Microsoft made you a cuck. Ex-cuck. You see? That's what you are. You're the one with the derangement syndrome. You're the one with the mental disorders. You're the only base that is this dumb in the gaming industry that's so embarrassing. The rest of the gaming community wishes you did not exist. And I hate to say it because it's embarrassing at this point. They're the ones that wake up killing the gaming industry consistently and hurting it. They're the ones that try to do DRM in 2013. And you still kept on taking it all the way up to now. You fell for every single thing if you've never rebelled. You're the one that attacked PlayStation for doing exclusives at Nintendo. But then when it comes back to you, now you want to come back and say it's back on the rise. You people are morons. All you do is flip-flop and get brainwashed 24/7. Then you still want to attack people without realizing that you have some serious disorders in your brain. And you're frauds. And you're the fakest content creators on the planet. IGN has to be rough here because it's exactly true. What I care about trusted, well, I'm done with them. Where does Sony sit there lying to people 24/7? Hiding numbers and doing all this nonsense, telling you 4 games, all this stuff. It's so bad, it's not even funny. You have so much stacked up, you have no reason to even go look anywhere else. What you should try to do is improve your dead world. But how are you going to do that? Reset and sell, most likely. So, seeing Xbox back on the rise, absolutely pathetic. It's the same people every time. And here comes this guy, same thing. Asha started a new regimen. She gets to prove herself. They didn't start anything. You're just being brainwashed. Benefit of the doubt for now. Yeah, okay. Shouldn't trust Xbox, period. Here we go. This guy's smart. They are the worst, 100%. Bought up the industry, still released mid-trash, failed to compete, closed everybody down. My man, see? Shout out to the Black Super Saiyan Gen King. This guy actually made a smart post. All he's doing is saying it, and then dumped on anything you wanted to promote. Then jacked up the prices before anybody else. Then jacked up the price of Game Pass, killed Game Pass, killed Xbox hardware, killed Xbox developers, bought people, killed them off, and then threw them away. And now thinking about selling off the Xbox brand. Lied to you 24/7, hide everything 24/7. Went to support the AI feed. That is now stripping down your hardware. Just like NVIDIA stripped down the RTX. Same thing, because they're feeding the AI and they've been had the component costs. They're lying to you. How could you not see it? You see what I mean? This is somebody that does not care about gaming. You fed them and got them that full, and they're turning around and they're dumping on you. And they killed everything you supported this whole time. It's like the dude put on the Halo t-shirt because they wanted him to put on that PlayStation 5 Halo t-shirt. Betrayed the last Xbox Halo event ever. They're supposed to be about that before it went to PlayStation. I don't know what else to tell you. It's all right there in front of your face. All the disrespect consistently. Yeah, man. Anyone trusting a thing Microsoft says after all this time is an idiot. I agree. They have laid the grounds for mistrust. Correct. If you look at the track record, showing a game from a studio you already plan to shut down is effed. And then saying, oh, we're just advertising it. What do you mean? Ninja Theory can send them a trailer. What do you got cooking up here? Then told you there was going to be no more layoffs after the Activision monopoly. I told you that was going to be good. Yeah, look at that. How do you say what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. No, it's not a true exclusive because it's on Steam. Like I said, true exclusive means it's only in your world. A console exclusive in the console world. That's why I said the Xbox console exclusive. But it's still on Steam. Steam is not Xbox. So that's why I said it's not a true exclusive. You're just not putting it on PlayStation, but you want to put it on Steam. You're just moronic. You're pleasing a bunch of brain dead console warriors. If you, after everything, believe Xbox, you are you are. I'm sorry, I'm just saying, man, it's true. We know exclusives just mean time exclusives at Xbox. And yes, it's exclusive. Yeah, I mean, same thing happened here. If the guy wants to pull up something, but I can tell you so many times this company has tried something, and this was supposed to be bigger than anything. Yeah, that didn't work out well, did it? That's what I said. That's what Phil Spencer realized. Yeah, you know, he was right. You know, you can say what you want about Phil Spencer. He was correct. Why would we trust them now? They have to prove that they will actually follow through with what they said. So in other words, they are going to reverse course. Let's be precise. Which fans are you talking about? Because I am sure you're not talking about Xbox fans. Oh, man. There goes another one. Their past actions now idiotic and little thought out, making these two game exclusives now of all times. It's hard to believe anything they say. You notice when people say like stuff that actually makes common sense, nobody sends the likes. That's how dumb the Xbox base is, because they're not agreeing. See, guys, this is pathetic. Truth has nothing to do with likes or dislikes. That's duality. That's of the mind, because it can change back and forth. I can sit here and hit this and come back later. You know what? No, I agree and I unlike. That's not the truth. The truth don't change. Heck, they've been lying just days ago about there being no last call about the E-Day when it was clear as day shows it was. Pathetic. I agree with you. That's why you're getting a shout out right here on my channel. Even Myers, yep, I don't trust them at all. They have done a lot of questionable stuff this gen that's pretty much turned me away. Of course, some folks can't even have a combo about this stuff without busting out the "but Sony" line. Like, this isn't about Sony, it's about Microsoft Xbox. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know how to handle a problem that's in front of you, and you're not going to grab something else because you can't handle the problem in front of you. That's a mature comment right there. That's a very mature comment, because he's facing a problem that needs to be resolved. Going to Sony is not going to help you out. It's just trying to cope when it's not even relatable, because they're nowhere even close in the same position. You see, guys, this is a really good comment right here. And these are people in the Xbox world that are saying this. Like, they don't exist. Come on, man. Why do you think some of those people you were even saying went over there, they used to be on the Xbox side? See, because they don't trust Microsoft anymore and they're done with them. There's a lot of OG Xbox players, though I've been playing PlayStation before Xbox even existed, and Nintendo before PlayStation existed. But there's a lot of people that were on Xbox that completely abandoned Xbox and are on PlayStation, Nintendo, or they always had that and they just got rid of it, and PC, or they went to PC. Because, so you mean to tell me that doesn't count as an Xbox fan? Oh, you were one. You see? And that's the thing. So they're trying to think that an Xbox fan has to be somebody that was still having an Xbox right now. No, you could have been one of the past. Like, I used to be the sports teams fan. You were a fan. So your opinion matters because you were a part of that. You don't have to stay. Why would you? You see? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. As usual, sitting over here telling you the truth and exposing nonsense. This right here says it all. Leave a tip down below, become a member, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that hype button. Later, y'all. Keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on.